What is server guided ad insertion? Because that's the name of the panel, and we got to figure out what it is first.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So server-guided ad insertion is a way of doing ad insertion that kind of brings all the amazing seamless watch experience of server-side ad insertion, which is now very popular, but with the ease of use and implementation and troubleshooting of client-side ad insertion. So in a nutshell, what server guided does is it takes the best parts of SSAI and it takes the best part of CSAI. And what it does is it decouples kind of the playback of the content with the ad stream. And I think we'll talk more about this in the panel later, but on what happens is you basically send, if the player is watching, let's say the player is playing a content manifest, and separately the player can play an ad manifest that does not need to be stitched directly into the content manifest.
One of the benefits is for instance, in VOD, what happens when you have all those ads?
Sure. I mean, so there's some really good benefits of SGI in a number of different ways, right? One of which is for VOD, you normally would have to resolve all your ads up front. And that can have an impact on your video start time or create more complex solutions. One of the nice benefits of SGI is that it resolves the ads just in time, and it doesn't matter if it's VOD or live. As you approach the ad, and oftentimes you can control a little bit to how much in advance, it will then resolve the ad when you need it. And that's a really kind of powerful benefit. And just in general, I think you sort of really hit a lot of the key points. But, the idea here is that it allows you to have a non-critical path for your ads in your content, so that if you're having a problem with your ads, you don't lose out on your content and so forth, as well as things like you just touched on too, like the VOD resolving just in time, and some other factors. The linear ads also was touched on as well, that you can show your content and your ads at the same time is huge, and you're no longer restricted to a single stream.
Jared, so if you've got the ad decisioning happening just in time, what does it mean for the operations side, for instance?
So, at least from the pure operations standpoint, whether you're calling everything up front or just in real time, your responsibilities are kind of more or less the same. I think the opportunity, and I think what we're interested in, especially in VOD, because live is basically, for the most part, is all real time. You have a break, make an ad call, run your break. Maybe you're prefetching the next break if you know what it is, or you're just doing another real time. But in VOD, I think as David said, if you have a movie, you're decisioning 10 to 12 breaks at start. You're taking I'm thinking like space analogies, like a snapshot in time of like, what are all my bids at this exact moment at this exact time, which might be really good or it might be really bad. And if you decoupled doing it all up front and you treat it a little bit more like live, you go from break to break, that's new bid requests, new bid requests, new bid requests, and you have the opportunity to get more revenue. It could be revenue positive in the right circumstances to keep refreshing those bids, especially if you have to throw bids out because of brand frequency cap rules or categories or whatnot. So that's where we're, one of the more interesting things, at least in like a pure ad ops or ad revenue viewpoint, is that decoupling of decisioning ads for 2 hours in advance.